Hi, I'm Sam Flying Kite, and welcome to the Horror Show. This week, for the 4th of July, which is tomorrow, I'm recording and reviewing Jaws. This movie came out in 1975. It's directed by Steven Spielberg. It has Roy Schneider, Robert Shaw, Richard Dreyfuss, Murray Hamilton, Lorraine Gary. There's a few other, actors in the movie. I wrote it down somewhere, but I forgot my notebook. I want to say that the budget was like 10 million, something like that. And then they made like almost 500 million. Like, whoa. That's really good. Owie. So, I think this is a classic movie. Everyone else would think this is a classic movie. And the only reason someone wouldn't call it a classic movie and would probably call it oh, that's so original, it's because they've seen like a million other shark movies and then they see this movie. But it's like, if you see this one first, then, well, I don't know if I saw this one first. I probably did, but there's a few other shark movies I remember watching when I was young. Like, there's a chance I saw Jaws 3 before I saw Jaws 1 kind of situation. But, directed by Academy Award winner Steven Spielberg, Jaws set the standard for edge of your seat. Wow. Jaws set the standard for edge of your seat suspense, quickly becoming a cultural phenomenon, forever changing the film industry. When the seaside community of Amity finds itself under attack by a dangerous great white shark, the town's chief of police, a young marine biologist, and a grizzled shark hunter embark on a desperate quest to destroy the beast before it strikes again. Featuring an unforgettable score that evokes pure terror, Jaws remains one of the most influential and gripping adventures of modern picture history. This movie's real good. And this is, like, I think one of the best things about the movie is just, well, the music for one. But yeah, that's John Williams, so of course you already know the music's gonna be goated. But I really like just the characters in the story. Like, the chief of police, who's played by Roy Scheider. He's this guy who's from New York City, or New York, right? And him and his family move here because it's a quiet place, and, well, nothing bad happens in Amity. He's also super afraid of the water, in which he would go and defend himself by saying, it only looks like an island if you're out, looking at the island. But it doesn't look like an island when you're looking out at sea, kind of thing. But this movie is like, well, the kind of thing that I just talked about, the synopsis I just gave, that's basically like the second half / the third act of the movie kind of thing. Like, for the most part, it's just about these, like, this person, body gets found, and then there's a shark attack, and then there's another one, in which you're like, well, let's take 3 shark attacks before they, like, send in someone to, like, specifically, like, hunt the shark. And it's because, see, Amity is a summer town, and so the mayor and the council of elders kind of thing are like, hey, gotta open the beach because, summer dollars, that's what keeps this town alive, kind of thing. Which is, like, honestly, it's a very interesting place to be. Because, like, if you're a summer town and you're gonna close the beaches, sure, there's a lot of other things to do, but if you're a summer town, like, the biggest thing you need is a beach. But they're also kind of cheap, the mayor and them, so, but I think, like, that's a great performance because, like, I mean, there's 2 schools of thought. You either close the beach or you leave it open. But, like, if everyone knows that, oh, there's a shark here, then no one's gonna go to your, beach. And then, oh, good luck for the winter. Unless you're gonna maybe be on welfare, but I'm sure that's not the best of places to be. But I mean, wow. Watching, like, Amity and, like, how it looks and whatnot, it's like, that's, like, a great place to live. It's super quiet. The worst thing that happens is a small beef that's like, oh no, that's terrible. If there's a worse thing about this movie, I'm not sure if I would go and say that there's a worse thing about the movie. I mean, it's not really a slow burn. Like, maybe the third act's a slow burn, but if you read the book, or if you're at least familiar with the book, then you would know that if the movie was to be, completely accurate to the book, then it would be so much longer and so much worse. Because, like, in the movie, the three of them are out on the sea for like 2-3 days. Yeah, 2 days roughly. But in the book, they're out there for like weeks, I think. Something like that. They're out there a lot longer. But like, they also come back home. They're not just out in sea forever. So, I mean, that's kind of interesting. But, I think of this, like, alright, the worst thing about the movie is probably nitpicks. Which just means that, like, okay, I'm sure someone could sit here and be like, oh, that thing and this thing, it's like, that's why it sucks. But, I would probably, if there was one nitpick I could point at, it's probably just the whole beef between the captain, so Quint, and the biologist, Hooper. And Hooper's like a younger guy, and Quint's an older guy, and like, it's definitely like there's the generational difference, but there's like, if you were to be like, well, who are both of them politically, it's very obvious probably what they are politically. And so it's like, but I mean, to be fair, that nitpick is only really there just because of today's standards. Gotta forget about that. It's not really a political thing. It's just more so a rich guy and not a poor guy, but a middle class guy. And the younger guy's the rich guy, and the older guy's the middle class guy. I mean, there's a line where Hooper, before they go on and see, him and Quint kind of have a little like moment, a little bad moment, and Hooper is like, I don't need any of this middle class hero BS. So I mean, like, you say stuff like that, and then earlier in the movie, he's like, when a Brody is like, hey, how much money you got? And he's like, how much money I got or how the family's got? Like, bro, okay, we get it, you're rich, and this is your hobby. I mean, nice hobby to have, but... And then, Quint's just very blunt, very frank. That's, like, a bit of another thing. Plus, when Brody, when they're on the sea, is trying to, call for, like, help, Quint's, like, he breaks the radio, because, I guess the only assumption would be he doesn't want anyone else in on the glory of killing the shark. He wants to have that glory. So he's really hard-headed like that, and, well, if you watch the movie, you know that, that's a bit of a mistake. But, I really like this movie. Definitely, probably a top 5, maybe not top 5, top 3 movie to watch on 4th of July, where it's like fighting other movies like Uncle Sam, and I'm sure there's other movies to think about. There's one I wanted to say, but I don't know if that's a 4th of July movie. I was thinking like Eight-Legged Freaks. I have a weird feeling that might be a 4th of July movie, but I could be mistaken. It's been a while since I watched that movie. Maybe I should review that next. No, that's not next. This is a different movie I'm reviewing next. In fact, it's already ready to go. It's just gonna plop onto the screen on next Friday. But the week after is like, I don't know. I haven't figured out what I'm gonna do then yet. But anyway. I'm Sam Flying Kite. This is the horror show. This week I reviewed Jaws. Classic banger that spawned about 3 sequels, my bad. 3 sequels, and then birth, kind of like 10-ish years of great nature versus man movies, which is effectively what this movie is, nature versus man. And any mention of God, and it's more of like a kind of thing. But I mean, I just think back to Genesis, when God creates man, and God tells man, Adam, that man has dominion over, that we're stewards of the earth and we have dominion over the earth. Which means that you don't just, do bad stuff to the earth. Don't just kill animals, which a lot of people do. Like, there has to be a reason to it. Like, they're either hurting you or they're food. But, like, just killing animals for fun, like, I don't know about that one. Or just, whatever. Which, to be fair, this movie also spawned a little bit of a good amount of time of people just being afraid of going into the ocean, and a lot of sharks being hunted just, for fun. Which, I mean, shark attacks happen, but, like, a lot of the time the shark just thinks the person's a seal or something. So it's like, it's unfortunate when that happens, but I mean, okay, people get killed by bears and lions and wolves, but sharks are different somehow? No, it's all the same. Man versus nature. And this movie is the epitome of that, I think. So, I hope to see y'all next week for not so man versus nature, but more of man versus unknown nature. I'll see y'all then. Goodbye.